Nellie the elephant packed her trunk and said goodbye to the circus. Off she went with the trumpety trump, 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 trump.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to look at how defenders may use trump play to their advantage. So it is very much a considered decision. You will hear some people say, I always lead a trump, and others who say, I never lead a trump. But there are conditions where it will work to your advantage. So if you feel that the declarer has reached a reluctant suit agreement, it may be worth leading a trump. Or if you work out that the declarer will use ruffing as a strategy to make extra tricks, typically a 5-3 fit, then it may be worth leading a trump. If they are clearly sacrificing, then that will definitely be a play based upon cross-ruffing, so reduce their chances. And if a specialist one, if you're sat with honours over a suit that they've bid, you should make a passive lead, waiting for the lead to come round to you so that you can put your higher honour over theirs. And when all other leads are bad, then it might be worth leading a trump. So let's have a look. Trump play. You must remember that extra tricks are made by ruffing in the shorthand, and that is normally dummy. So let's have a look at a number of hands. In all of these hands, they will be 16 points by opener west and 10 by east. And in the first hand, we've got a trump fit in hearts, and this will make 3 hearts on double dummy. And why? Well, there are absolutely no ruffing opportunities in dummy. The 3 cards in all the other suits, the dreaded 4-3-3-3. So with no ruffing and the trump split 4-4, it will make 3 hearts. Here, slightly change the hand. I've moved the 3 from there to there. So the hand shape is now changed with a 5-3, but the values are the same. And now this hand will make 4 hearts. And the reason is that it's a 5-3 split. There are still no ruffing opportunities in dummy. And finally, this hand. Let's have a look at this one. What I've done now is I've moved the 4 from here down to there. So keeping the basic geometry of the hand the same. And again, still 10 points. And now this makes 5 hearts. And why? Because now I can ruff in dummy, and I've got a 5-3 split. Yeah, I can ruff spades. So let's have a look at some more. So if extra tricks are made by ruffing in the shorthand, then you can reduce the number of times that can be done by leading a trump. And you do that before declarer starts drawing any trumps. So let's have a look at this hand. It contracts 4 hearts. We've got a 5-3 split. So the way that declarer might play this is they're going to draw 2 rounds of trumps. It's often right to draw a couple of rounds of trumps before you start cross-ruffing. So draws a couple of rounds of trumps, hoping to drive out the ace, and it hopes that the ace will fall in a 3-2 split. And on the basis of this hand, it actually does. The ace is held down here in a 2-card suit. So then, having drawn 2 rounds, they will then work on the spades in order to ruff, using the 3rd heart over here to make the extra trick. Right. So now let's look at the analysis of the bidding to see when we might lead a trump. So the first one was reluctant suit agreement, where essentially they make a preference bid. So there's the hand, 13. They open a heart. This hand never denies a 4-card major and returns a spade. Opener then shows their second suit, and thus showing they have 5 hearts and 4 diamonds, and because they bid below their barrier, less than 16 points. So with less than 16 points and 7 over here, we're never going to reach game. So therefore we settle as low as possible and we make a preference bid, choosing the hearts over the diamonds. Why? Well, because it's a major for one thing, but the other is it's normally right to elect for opener's first bid suit. So 2 hearts, preference bid. And that would be in a case where you might lead trump. So here we go, another hand, and lo and behold, they open our heart again, and side opposite now at 10 points. So once again, we never deny the 4-card major, and we return a spade. We then show the second suit, showing the 5 hearts, the 4 diamonds, and fewer than 16 points. Now, adding our 10 points, we're adding our 7 losers to their 7 losers. In a 5-3 fit, we bid game. Looking at another situation where we might lead a trump is the sacrifice. So let's have a look at how this might play out. South opens a spade with this hand, who wouldn't, and West overcalls 2 hearts, and then North with this hand bids 4 spades. East now clearly sacrifices with 5 hearts. It's an obvious sacrifice. So we know that East-West play is going to be based on cross-ruffing. So reduce the number of times in which they can do it by leading a trump. So here's the slightly trickier situation of honours over a bid suit. So with this hand, West opens a diamond, and East is going to reply a spade. Now, they go to game in 4 spades, and here we are. We've got the king, jack, sat over their bid suit, their diamonds by West. Here by North, we've got honours sat over their bid suit. And that's a situation where you may want to lead a trump. And now the situation where no other lead is attractive. They go to game, and here we are. You have to find something out of that. Well, normally you would lead the other major, but who wants to lead away from a king, or this king, or that ace? So in spades, we'd lead away from an honor, or if you're going to do it, you're going to lead from an unsupported honor and tell your partner a lie. The same applies in diamonds. You'd lead away from an honor and a long suit, which is not a good strategy when you're playing in a suit contract. And in clubs, you'd lead away from an honor. So it's not just on the opposite opening lead where you can play a trump. So let's have a look at this situation. There's dummy in this 4-heart contract, and North leads the queen of clubs. And they play the 3, and your partner South gains the lead by playing the ace. So South now shouldn't return the suit. Why? 2 reasons. One is by leading the queen, they're showing they've probably got the jack. Well, they should have the jack. They must have the jack. You've got the 10. The king's missing. It must be sat over here. No point in giving the lead away back into their hand. So better now to play middle up down and lead a trump back to your partner. Reduce the number of times in which they can ruff. So a trump tip. When to play your ace of trumps when you are defending. So let's look at a scenario where South is drawing trumps. The trumps are spades. And there's the hand. We're only looking at the spade hand. When should West play the ace when North-South start drawing trumps? Well, they play the king, trying to find the ace, and you should hold it up. West should play the 3. And now South has to play the queen. And this is when you should play your ace. You should play your ace, take the trick, and now lead a spade back, because you're taking 2 of theirs for 1 of yours. If you choose not to do that and wait until they've drawn the trumps, so you're holding the last one, the ace as the last trump, then they will not try to draw trumps anymore, because they know that you draw trumps until they've all gone, or the last one out is higher than yours. So they're going to stop drawing trumps, and you'll be forced to play your ace on some measly ruff, and they will then make 2 to your 1. So, just to recap, leading trumps, it's a considered decision under these circumstances. Where there's been a reluctant suit agreement, where you are fairly sure declarer will want to ruff, a 5-3 split's an example, where there's an obvious sacrifice, where you have honours over a bid suit, remember those diamonds, and where all other leads are bad. So thank you very much. Enjoy leading trumps. And we did also look at when to play your ace of trumps. Thank you.